Hey, folks, this is Nick.
And I'm Brandon, and this is Coast to Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy. How you doing, brother?
pretty good. What's up, my bro?
Oh, just living the dream, brother.
Oh,
So
yeah, aren't we all?
you had made mention that you had something that you wanted to chat about today. This is exciting.
Oh, dude, I had a rough day yesterday.
Why?
I go to a buddy's house to do some work for him,
Uh-huh.
and he's got the snow cleared on his driveway. He's got some snow off his porch, but his steps, all he did was trample and pack the snow on the steps.
Oh, okay.
Can you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Did you get the blowtorch out? Set it on fire?
Dude. So I look at all the crap he needs done. I'm like, all right, I gotta go out to the truck, get a couple things. And I go out, and the very first step I hit, see you later. My
No.
lower back just above my butt is all bruised. The lower back hit 3 steps. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh
Oh,
no.
I laid there for a minute and I was like, oh no. Oh God. I could tell
Dude.
I'm older because I didn't like it.
Don't bounce back quite like we used to.
I had it. He's like, you're right, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm walking around and in my head I'm going, oh shit.
That's amazing.
And then I woke up this morning and everything was hurting.
I mean, at least you woke up this morning. That's good.
Oh yeah.
I take
Not
a fall like that,
paralyzed.
I'm liable not to wake up again ever. I'm broken.
It's like I can feel it kind of swollen, like I can feel it hurts.
So what you're saying is you got some kind of bump just above your butt,
Yeah, it's like my whole hand. It's like
like a softball sized knot.
not to go too far with that, but it brings up a funny subject.
Uh-oh.
And I always tell people this, and 99.9% think I'm crazy. When you have a
Okay.
bruise that bothers you, the best thing you can do is push on it and push on it and push on it.
I've heard about that before. I haven't personally tried it myself, but it has something to do with, and correct me if I'm mistaken, but if memory serves me correctly, it has something to do with getting blood to flow to the spot so that it can
Yeah.
essentially heal itself, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like if you ever had like a knot, like a muscle, like tension knot in your shoulders or whatever, you rub it
Almost
out,
every
right?
day. Yeah.
Yeah, you put pressure on it, you get get the old lady over there, get a back rub, whatever.
So everybody around gets bruises, and I'm like, you got to rub it. And they're like, no, what are you, nuts? I actually, call me crazy. People are going to think I'm lying, but I like how it feels. I enjoy it.
Okay, now that
it's
is
weird, ain't it?
that is weird. Yeah, I have so I've got a lot of back issues from previous injuries and whatnot in the past, right? So I see my chiropractor regularly, and every once in a blue moon, I'll still get like a knot in my back. Dude, my back is just like one big giant knot most of the time anyways. And anyway, to get back to the point, every once in a blue moon after I see my chiropractor, it hasn't really released any of that tension. So she has a massage therapist that works there too, who specializes in, I don't know if they call it medicinal massage or whatever, but it's basically what I got going on, right? Just excruciating pain all the time. And I'll go see
I
her,
don't
and
feel it.
dude, oh, that's insane. That's nuts, dude. Cause she touches my back and I'm jumping off the table out of my skin. Like I'm sent off to another plane and dimension entirely. I've nicknamed her the Devil Woman. And what amazes me is that she always tells me stories about how, oh, I have quite a few clients that actually, they like it, they enjoy it, they fall asleep on the table. And I'm like, well, then they're coming in on some kind of like sedative, hypnotic freaking drug or something, because that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, the two of them combined, they're miracle workers. But God, dude, the pain whenever I get one of them freaking massages, man, it just, oh, dude, it kills me.
Pain's weird for me, man. The worse it hurts, I laugh. If somebody's doing something that's painful and you see me laugh my head off, then it means it really fucking hurts.
Wow.
It's weird.
Okay. See, that's a I can't say that on the show.
Let's
Um,
put it
it
this
has
way.
it
I was
has to do
getting
with work, and I can't talk about work.
I got I got my head gashed open and I got it stapled the first time. They're like, "Oh, you're a candidate for
Wait,
staples."
wait. The first time?
Yeah. Well, the guy did a bad job, so it made this crazy scar. So emergency room doctor that I was doing tile work for brought me back in, and he cut the scar off and re-sewed it.
What?
Yeah. So the first
Why?
guy numbs my
Dude,
head,
just rock the scar.
and he's
So
he's
you
stapled. It
chose
was
to have that done?
no,
You
he it was
"Yeah,
bothering
how
me.
it should be done."
It was a guy that worked in his department. He's like, "That's embarrassing. That's horrible. I want you in." He didn't charge me or nothing. He just brought me in through a
Oh, that's
different
nice.
doorway, like I was a delivery dude. He goes, "Come on in here," and he laid me down and did it. But
"Anybody want a pizza?"
the first guy, he's numbs my head and he starts stapling, dude. And it was maybe 10 staples, but he took 20 to do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So after the first 10, the numbness was gone. And he'd sit there and he'd staple, he'd go, "Oh shit." And he'd take the staple out, do it again.
What?
Yeah. So that's why it
Are
ended up
you
looking
kidding
super.
me?
So then I go back and he gets the staples out. He's like, "That's horrible." So he starts numbs it and he cuts the scar off. I couldn't feel nothing. And then he sewed and he ain't even a quarter through the sewing of this thing. And again, the numb's gone. And I sat there and felt the whole time he was sewing my head. And I
Dude,
just laid there and he finishes.
what?
And I'm like, "Yeah, the numbness went away like a long time ago." He's like, "You idiot. Why didn't you say anything?" I was like, "I just wanted you to get it done with." It's pretty weird, ain't it?
I have no words, bro. I'm usually not the type to be speechless, but
I
that's
have a
crazy.
high pain intolerance.
I thought I did, and then you told that story. I sure don't.
Enough about me. How's your
That's
week?
crazy. Oh, dude, my week was nuts. It was just you know those you have those weeks and those days where you wake up and it's not necessarily Murphy's law, so to speak, where everything that can go wrong does go wrong. It's just every waking moment that you're on the clock, so to speak, is just nonstop. Like, dude, I don't even so my wife and my son were home this week because my wife had the week off from work. She works for a school system and they had the week off for whatever reason. I can't remember. So she decided to keep our son home from daycare, right? And I think it was it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. Um and I had a 3-day weekend. So this week for me, I worked Tuesday through Friday. So of course, Tuesday is just full blown catch up because everything that's usually due on Monday is now due on Tuesday, along with the stuff that has to get
Uh,
done on Tuesday, right?
that's nice.
Yeah. So she came to me a couple days out of the week and she's like, "Hey, have you eaten?" I'm like, "No." "Are you hungry?" "No, I don't have time to be hungry." Like it was that kind of a week. And the crazy thing is it was that kind of a week last week too. So hopefully next week things can kind of get back to some semblance of normal in that regard because it sure would be nice to actually have a lunch break. It'd be great.
I feel it, man. This week has been bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole eating basically once per day thing isn't really working out for me. I don't like
No,
it. I
it's
don't
not
like it.
fun. I've lived that way
I'm
for
not
years.
really? See, I'm
Yeah.
not built for that, dude. Um,
Like I get up in the morning and go. I don't even have a chance to do breakfast sometimes. I just go and I eat a disgusting lunch because I'm starving. And
see,
then I
and
wouldn't eat dinner because I ate too big of a lunch.
that's
That's
just
how I used to
crazy to me.
be.
That's just crazy to me because that's how for the last year that I've been working remote from home, that's how I've been. It's like wake up, make my coffee, go to the bathroom, brush teeth, whatever. But as soon as the coffee's done, it's go time. It's
Yeah.
time to get to work. And I'm one of those guys where So for me, and I've shared this with you a little bit to an extent in the past. I I'm one of the weird people. I really like physical fitness and nutrition. Like I love going to the gym. And it's not an attention thing because if I had my own way, I would have the gym 100% to myself. I don't care if there's anybody there or not. Um, but it's funny because a couple months prior to the pandemic hitting and us as staff members where I work getting sent home to work remote, I had gotten rid of all of the weight equipment that I had in my
Oh,
garage, right? Because I'm like, oh, I work out at work. I take my class with me to the weight room. We exercise. I like to lead by example. And I was like, I don't need this anymore. And then, like, 3, 4 months
now
later,
this
whatever it
happens.
was, pandemic hits, and they're like, okay, everybody go home. I'm like, oh my God. you know. So I went from exercising twice a day, every day, Monday through Friday. I was doing morning cardio, and then weightlifting with the class after the lunch period, um, and eating, you know, anywhere from 6 to 8 times a day
Really?
because of the amount of exercise that I was doing. I was bulking up and doing all kinds of craziness in the gym and trying to, hit goals that I had. And dude, literally, it was like a month after we got sent back home, I realized I was only eating once a day. I wasn't exercising. I'm like, I gotta buy some weights, you know. But at that time, I still hadn't received the clearance from my chiropractor and the massage therapist that I explained to you just a little bit ago, to actually do exercise. The reason why I started seeing the chiropractor is because I had another back injury in late December.
Another.
Yeah, late December
Stop hurting your
2019.
back, man.
Oh, dude, it's a back injury like number 8. No, this
What?
back injury number 9. Back injury number 9. I've had 9 back injuries now.
Unreal.
Um, so yeah, I had that back injury late December 2019, and then I started seeing the chiropractor in May of 2020, and she gave me clearance to do light exercise in October of 2020. And by light exercise, I mean quite literally, she's like, don't you dare lift anything more than 20 pounds. And I'm like, are you serious? Because it's been like 10 months since I've lifted any weights, and I've shrunk. Dude, prior to this pandemic, I was 225 pounds with
Really?
abs. Now I am 185 pounds with a belly.
You know, it's
No shoulders,
crazy.
no arms, no chest, no back, no legs. I got nothing.
How tall
Nothing.
are you?
I'm just a hair under 6 foot. I'm
5'11"?
quite literally 5'11 and a half.
I'm 5'11".
I'm taller than you. I got you by a half inch, buddy.
But what's weird is every time I would sing with you, you always the way your camera is or something, I thought you were short.
That's because when I sing on Smule, I like to have my microphone up
You think
so I
that's
get
what
my
does it?
head up. Yeah,
Because
I'm
you
always
always came off short to me. And then,
no.
but then I seen that picture of you with your family in front of what was it? There's like a bear or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That would have been it's a place that we have out here called Apple Hill.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, he's either tall or either his wife is super short.
Both. I wouldn't consider myself tall. I
Not
would say
tall, but I mean, like, I
6 foot
thought
is
you
like
you were looking
average
like you
now.
were like 5'7" or something.
Oh
You look
my
short
God,
to me.
really?
Yeah, I thought you were short.
That's isn't that how tall Ferris is? It's his
Yeah,
screen name, so we can say his name. It's fine.
he's short.
I think
Same
Ferris
here.
is like 5'7", 5'8". But yeah, dude, no, I'm there's a reason why I always wear my cowboy boots because they give me that extra half inch, so I'm legitimately 6 foot tall when I have them on. But no, I always thought 6 foot was more like average because the average male somewhere between like 5'10" and 6'2" or something like that?
I think so. Seems to me that
Yeah.
way.
But I can see where you're getting at, because you're right. I do have kind of a funky camera angle. My camera when I'm on Smule is pretty much like directly in line with my face. But like I said, I like to have my microphone up so I'm looking up at it, because for me, I feel um like it helps to just open the airways and everything. I
No,
don't
that's
know.
weird because I think I started singing better when I put my tablet up higher. So, because when I first came in here, you look at a lot, I'm looking down like you were.
Yeah. And I told you that in the chat that we had
Yeah, you're like,
just
dude.
just on the Line app. We were texting back and forth. I'm like, dude, are you like hunched over on your mic? What's going on? Because the angle just looks like it.
Yeah, it's the way the tablet was down.
Yeah. So yeah. No, definitely not short, but I'm not super tall either. Like I'm not even as tall as I was quote unquote supposed to be. You know how when you're a baby, the doctors like estimate how tall
Oh,
you're
they
gonna
can,
be
yeah.
based
Oh,
on
he's
birth
gonna.
rates and all that
They
kinds of
don't
crap.
know. Anything could happen.
Yeah, well, supposedly, according
If you
to
wouldn't
my
have started
mother, they
smoking,
told
you
her I
might
was
have.
supposed to be 6'3". Hey, you leave the cigarettes out of this, and I'll leave the cigarettes out of you. What? What?
What does
I
that
don't
even
even know what that's
mean?
supposed to mean.
Oh god.
Oh
And
man.
there it goes.
I do need to quit though, dude, because they've jumped up, bro. They're over $10 a pack now. They're
Everything's
like
getting expensive.
$10.15. It's insane.
Yeah.
I can't afford this shit. I don't make enough money.
Dude, think about the money you spend on cigarettes. You could have built a beautiful studio.
You know what? Oh, you're gonna get me started on the studio.
No, sorry.
You know what? So I know I told you this in I like to call it our pregame show, as I text you online. You ready for pregame? Um, but that probably doesn't make any sense to anybody listening or anybody watching in YouTube. So before we do the show, just so y'all know, about 30 minutes prior, I usually send Nick a text going, "Hey, are you ready to pregame?" And then we'll have a phone call conversation as we get everything set up and ready.
Yeah.
So that said, I know during pregame I told you the plans, a little bit of the plans for the studio, but I'll go ahead and say it for the listeners, for anybody who's interested. If they're interested, it's boring. I wouldn't be interested. I'm gonna tell them anyway.
Tell them anyways. Make them deal with
it. Well, you're the construction expert. So I don't even know what it's technically called, but I've got all the stuff out there basically for the quote unquote skeleton portion of the floor, right? Like we don't have any of the plywood or anything for the floor itself, but I've got all the beams and all that shit
Get
out
everything
there,
for
all the
your
pressure treated
foundation
stuff.
and
Yeah,
be able to put
yeah.
your joists and whatnot in.
And I've had that stuff just sitting out there under tarps because it's raining. And I understand, it's pressure treated and it's already wet, whatever. But I just said, I'm going to tarp it as a precaution anyways. I don't care if anybody tells me I'm stupid. That's fine. I already know I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I got in contact with my brother, and him and I are going to be making a trip to Home Depot tomorrow. By the way, Home Depot is not a sponsor yet.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in for everybody.
While you're there, get yourself a Milwaukee jacket.
Yeah. AC though, remember? But y'all got to go back and listen to the pilot now. It's about 3 hours and 51 minutes, so be prepared. Make some popcorn.
That's right. It's a long one.
But we're gonna be going to Home Depot tomorrow, because I sold a bunch of stuff, so I had cash, right? So I'm paying for the stuff with cash that I have left over after buying the foundation stuff, and we're gonna be buying all the materials essentially to finish the floor, and we'll probably have enough to put up, I would say the majority of the walls, probably all 4 walls, but like I want to put a window in there. I want to put a door, obviously, on the studio, because how else are you going to get into
The
it?
hell
What
you
are you
need a
gonna
door
tunnel
for?
through the damn garage? I don't know.
So you are going to go with 4 walls, not 3?
Yes, it's not going to be a triangle, and I'm definitely not going for a yurt. If y'all don't know what that is, go to the old googly machine. You can look it up, okay?
We got a couple of yurts over here. People rent out. They're stupid.
Dude, I think those things are cool. I do. I think they're cool to an extent. I would never live in one permanently like some people do. But anyway, yeah, we're we're gonna get going. We're gonna get materials needed to do that stuff, and then hopefully the
Awesome.
following weekend we can actually start, leveling out the foundation and start actually building. And then at that point in time, when that's done, I'll be out of the cash that I have from the stuff I sold. So let me just peek at my garage here. Yep, I got a bunch of shit to sell. I need- you know,
Well,
but
you do that in all your free time.
pretty much, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna have zero free time. I mean, between work and this and Smule and building a studio and other side projects that I have going on, my free time's pretty limited anyway. Like I
should,
told
like
you in pregame today, I accidentally fell asleep for like an hour right before I called you.
That was an accident.
It was because I don't nap. But
What are you
I
talking
was
about?
sitting
Just
there.
the other
We were
day,
having,
you kept saying, "I'm napping. I'm going to bed. I'm napping."
yeah, I wanted a nap.
Yeah.
God, I wanted a nap. I don't get naps. I don't get naps.
I don't like
I
naps.
wish, dude. I'm not a napper, bro.
I
Like,
hate naps.
if I take a nap, I'm out for a while, and then I
Dude.
wake up just feeling like garbage.
Oh, it makes me feel like trash. My
Yes.
wife loves them. She says, if I get 15 minutes, I feel better. I'm like, not me.
Oh, dude,
I
if
feel
I
like
only
hell.
get 50, yeah, if I only get 15 minutes, I'm waking up in like
Oh,
the spawn of Satan mode going,
I'm
let
all
me
jacked.
sleep for another 3 hours. You know, be
I feel like
gone.
I'm on another
Corbin.
planet.
You
I'm like,
know?
look, I sleep at night,
Oh,
and when I die, I'll be sleeping for a while till the Lord comes and gets me. So I don't need to sleep all day, too.
exactly. I will sleep when I am dead. And I mean, I average, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 4.5 hours of sleep a night, if that.
Ugh.
I don't sleep, dude. So every once in a blue moon, like tonight, we were having family time. We were watching the Addams Family cartoon with our son, who's 3. I've explained that on the show before, I think, in the pilot. But our son's 3. His name's Jacob. He's awesome. We were watching that Addams Family cartoon for the, I don't know, 856,537,252 time. If that number is even a real number.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there in my recliner. Next thing I know, Jacob's crawling up and he's like, Daddy, I want to sit with you. I'm like, okay, cool. So I take the pillow out from behind my head and I put it down here so he can put his head on my belly and whatnot, and be comfortable. And next thing I know, dude, I'm waking up. I'm waking up. I open my eyes. I'm like, whoa, huh? I look over at my wife. She's still sitting there. I look at the TV. The movie's still on. It's almost over. Right? I look down. Jacob's still there. I look at my wife again. I'm like, did I fall asleep? She's like, yeah, you were snoring so loud. I'm sorry.
I have done that. If I'm like
Oh,
exhausted enough, I will pass out. Like my body's telling me
yeah.
you're taking one, you like it or not.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's not
happened, dude.
too
It's like
often.
it's like he sat down and just activated his furnace mode and just like warmed me to sleep or something, dude. I don't know. But I asked her, I said, how long have I been out? She's like, you've been out a little over an hour now, probably an hour and 10 minutes or so. I was floored, dude. I'm like, wow, I'm
How you
still
feeling
tired.
now? You're tired right now? Yeah, see.
No, now I'm not. But at the time when I woke up, I told her, I said, I'm still tired and I've got to go to work soon, because we're doing this. This is, I mean, technically, if you think about it, it's work.
Yeah.
It's fun work, but it's still work. I mean, I got to sit here and stare at your mug. You got to sit there and stare at my mug and listen to each other and shit.
I'm easier to stare at. You have it easy.
Oh, well,
Well, now.
I don't give a shit what you may or may not say. I'm beautiful, sir. To
Hey,
somebody.
I messaged Luke Bryan on Facebook. He'll
You
probably
did
never answer. Yes, I
not.
did.
No, you didn't.
I want to get him on here because he did
Did
Steel
you
songs.
really?
Yeah. It's like, dude, I want you on my podcast. How can I do that?
Really?
Those
See,
people never answer me.
well, here. Oh, so it's not
Obviously,
the first time.
I've tried to message the Duck guys. They all,
Oh, the Duck Dynasty guys.
yeah.
I
Martin
love
answered
those
me
guys.
a couple times, but nobody else did.
No shit.
Yeah.
See, people like Luke Bryan, I wonder, like his Facebook account, is that even actually his,
Yeah,
or
he's
does
got
he
people
have like
running
an
it off of
assistant
it,
or
obviously,
somebody?
but every
What's
so
that?
often he has people running it, obviously, but they jump in and they say shit once in a while.
See, I don't know, like that level of fame. I don't know if I'd be very good at it because if you have to hire somebody to run your social media stuff, that's just nuts.
That's weird.
That's crazy. People are sending you messages and this and that and the other. And it's like you never even really see it because you've got some assistant taking care of it and they're just not even looking at the messages that are being written anyway.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't know,
Um,
man. I
I
don't know.
just I'm like, well,
I
if you
couldn't do
want
it.
people like that, how do people get people like that on their how do you get a contact with them? I mean, people get them on, so how do they do it?
You got to get in contact with their manager or agent or whatever they're called, and God knows how to do that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm
The one
not.
on one site says, "We may have Luke Bryan's information. If you pay money, we'll give it to you." What do you mean you
No,
may have?
no, 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 no.
Goodbye.
Right? Scam.
Yeah, it's not even Luke Bryan, see, but it's not even going through. It's got the white circle with the check mark, like it ain't delivering.
Yeah, no, that's just, thank you, scam you later.
It says damn. So I don't know. I don't know how else to. I
I don't
looked it
know.
up and they're like, you got to hit all their social medias and just keep nagging them until they answer you. I'm like, yeah, well, if they're not running it, how is that going to
Exactly.
happen?
See, and that's always something that I thought was an interesting topic. Like, and by topic, I mean like famous people in general, right? Not specifically Luke Bryan or anybody else, but just like in
In
general,
general.
right? Like, how much of a toll does that take, I wonder, on your mentality when you get to a point where you can't even leave your own house
Right.
without just being bombarded by people?
Well, it
Dude, that's
sucks
just
because
crazy to me.
it hurts people like us because, like, I'm not that kind of dude. If I do
No.
come across somebody like, say it's Luke Bryan, just because we're talking about him, I wouldn't be like a holy shit, Luke. Would you? I wouldn't be all over him. I'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like, hey,
yeah.
what's up? I would want to just chat with them, or like if he was just a normal dude. I don't want to treat them like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done
See,
tile work for famous people, and I never was like, holy
oh, that's
shit.
cool.
Yeah. NASCAR drivers.
Making another left turn. Cool.
Make another left turn. He's making another left turn.
See, me, if I ever saw somebody famous out and about, just like randomly in public, which I don't think I ever will,
Hey,
I would be the guy. I'd be like, "Hey, honey, see that guy right there? You know who that is, right?" And then she'd be the one, "Oh my God." And I go, "Yep, we're going to stay
yeah,
here, leave
calm
him
down.
alone.
Yep.
Okay. The human being, too." No, my wife's actually pretty cool. She wouldn't freak out or anything over anything like that, I don't think.
I just
But
wish it
I'm the
was.
guy, like, I wouldn't even approach him, "Hey, Mr. Bryant," whatever, like, "Can I get an autograph?" I'm not that guy. I'm like, "Hey,
No.
I saw that guy from 100 yards away. Cool. Whoopee." Like, well, because like I said, dude, they're human beings too, like
Well,
they
yeah.
deserve
It's
some kind of privacy when they go out. Like they shouldn't be just bombarded by people.
well, like I said, it ruins it because like some days I would be like, oh yeah, look who it is. But there are times, like say with the podcast, if I came across somebody it would be cool to have on, I
Mhm.
wish I could just walk up to the dude or the girl and be like, "Oh, hey man, how you doing? I got a podcast. Some just try to talk normal, not seem like some crazy fan that's just like all over them."
Yeah.
But when they're used
Going
to
all wide-eyed.
99% of the people are acting that way, when they're used to most people acting like that, it ruins it for the normal people. Oh, there I go talking about
Yeah.
normal people again.
You can make me bring up the aliens. Speaking of aliens, dude, I got a phone call yesterday from my brother.
Ooh,
Okay,
is he an alien?
he might be. He's kind of doofy looking like me, so But I shit you not, he calls me. I answer the phone. I'm like, "What's up, dude? Dude, dude? You'll never guess what happened to me this morning." "Well, you sound really excited, so why don't you just tell me, bro?" Right? He's all, "I saw a UFO."
What?
What? What? And then he started explaining it to me. So he wakes up early, dude, like super early. He's always up at like freaking 4 or 4:30 in the morning, and he's
Ay, ay,
like
ay.
leaving at 5 to go to work and all
Well,
this.
so am I. I'm up till 4:30 every time I'm on here with you.
But that's when you're going to bed. He's waking up. Whether it's dude, it doesn't matter if it's the weekend or the weekday. Dude is
Really?
up at
He's up
4:30.
ready to go.
Yeah, he's nuts, and he's a year or two younger than me, dude. Like I don't understand where he gets it from. I'm not that way. I'm like, I will sleep until my alarm goes off, and then I'll sleep a little bit more and see how far I can push it and how fast I can get out the door. You know what I mean? But so he's telling me about this. He's like, yeah, dude, I was walking out to go to work. It was like, 5:03 or whatever the time was. And I look up and I swore it was just like Orion's belt that I saw in the sky behind the trees, but it was like weird looking, right? So I kind of moved around and I noticed that it was like 36 lights in a perfect straight line. So it was definitely not Orion's belt. And he was talking about, he's like, so I kept moving around the tree. I saw all these lights. There's like 36 of them in a perfectly straight line. And then the thing just took off and it was gone in like 30 seconds.
Dude.
I'm like, what? So I asked him, I said, how low was this thing? He's like, it was up there. It was pretty good up there. Because I'm over here like things hovering right above the tree line. My brother almost got abducted or something. And they took one look at him and said, nope, not that guy. He'll like it.
What's funny
But
about that?
that's crazy.
There's one day, me and my wife, I'm driving and we're going down the road. We're headed for somewhere, obviously. And
I would hope so.
as we're coming up on this lumber place called Lenco Lumber here,
Okay.
and they have kind of like a billboard by their building.
Mm-hmm.
And literally just above the billboard, there's this super bright light, like a North Star or something, like just real bright, but it's daytime.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there. And it's kind of got a little bit of a move to it, like it's kind of hovering almost looking.
Yeah.
Super bright, dude. And as we're driving and I'm watching that thing, and as I'm driving, it's staying right there. And I'm looking at
Really?
it and I'm asking look at my wife, she sees it. And as we get closer to that sign, out of nowhere, just like your brother said, that thing shot straight up in the air, and as fast could be, that thing went zoom and it was gone.
No.
It was the weirdest thing, dude. You can ask my wife.
Are you serious?
It was weird as hell.
What's she doing right now? You get her in there.
She's doing left, making some cash.
Dude, that's crazy. Like I told my brother after he told me that story, I'm like, bro, all the cool shit happens to you. I have never once in my life seen a freaking UFO.
I don't know what it was.
Not,
All I know is
not
that was
once.
weird.
I would love to. That would be like just the coolest thing ever. And I don't know about anybody out there in the listening / viewing world and what their opinions are. But me personally, I think it's completely 100% asinine to believe that we are the only species in existence. Do I believe that God created our planet and everything and us and all that in his image and yada yada? Yes, 100%. But I
Does it
also
say he don't
believe
have
that it would
creations
just
other
be
ones? How do we know we're the only
exactly.
one?
Exactly.
It doesn't say in the Bible you're the only one I've ever made.
Precisely. Like well, and the other thing too is space, supposedly is infinite.
It's hard to say because in the Bible it says there's a firmament. It's
Well,
weird.
they say it's infinite or whatever, but
How would you even
how
know?
many
How can you know something's infinite? They have no way to know that.
It's a very good question, which is why I say supposedly.
Something
But
has to travel so far and then come back to either gauge distance, right?
I feel as if you would know this question better than I would. And I mean, we can Google it or whatever real quick. But haven't they discovered just like a shit ton of other galaxies and shit? Like we're in the Milky Way galaxy, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of galaxies
I
according to
watched
them.
I watched a thing on YouTube. I fell asleep to it the other night, actually, where they were talking about how they think they found another habitable Earth-like planet
Yeah, I've
in
heard that before.
another galaxy, like forever and a day away. They said by ship, it would take like 1,000 years for us to get there or some shit like that, right?
Never mind.
I see stuff like that, and I'm like, there's Earth 2. You know, like
But how? If it's a
which
1,000
project?
years away, how in the hell are they? I don't get it. How can they
Well,
find
that's where
something a
they'd have to.
1,000 years away and they know that it's uninhabitable? They know that there's water and there's oxygen. How could they? I don't get how they can know that. I
I
can't
don't
know
know.
something that's 2 blocks away from me. Hey, come on.
Dude, we're talking about the people that have the best spy gear on our planet. I mean, come on.
I got a telescope that goes 1,000 years away. Come on.
Right?
I
But
want that thing.
I don't know, man. Like I see that kind of stuff and I'm like, yeah, which project are we? Are we like God's project number 1 or are we like God's project number 5,257? You know,
It's weird.
or 1,586 that blah, 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 blah. You know, like I don't know.
Well, you know,
But
that
then
draws
you
a
watch,
question.
shows like Star Wars and Star
Yeah.
Trek and all that kinds of stuff. You know, I don't know, dude. I personally believe in aliens. I think it would be absolutely ridiculous to think that we are 100% alone in the entirety of the universe. And this is coming from somebody who wholeheartedly believes in his faith and religion.
There are
You know,
aliens, and they're all headed to our country.
okay, we're not gonna go down that road, are we?
No.
There goes half of our listening audience right there. All one of them.
Oh, one of them. I gotta answer these punk. You know what? This is.
What? What are you doing? What are you looking at?
I'm telling you right now.
Oh boy, our show's gonna take a turn right now, people. Look out.
So I asked people yesterday if anybody would want to be a guest on one of these episodes.
Uh-huh.
And everybody, after saying, "Yeah, I'll do it," now I'm asking them to do it, and they're like, "I'm gonna fly. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. I'm this and then." Jam was like, "Yeah, well, I got 2 jobs, and I might be asleep at that time." And
They're busy, man.
yeah, well, that's why today, about an hour before you got me, this Sam Pop is on there and saying, "Hey, I'm doing a live jam if you guys want to join in." And Jam's
Well,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, I'm gonna do that." I'm like, "Thought you were gonna be
Yeah,
asleep."
that's singing. That's
Jam.
you and I have already discussed this in the past. When we jump on Smule, it's a stress reliever,
Yes, I
right?
know.
So I don't fault him for it whatsoever.
I'm not
If I had a
faulting, it's
choice,
just-
if I was in his shoes and I had a choice, let's see, do I want to go be on this podcast that these guys are trying to do and I have no clue what we're going to be talking about, or do I want to go sing some croaky and screech into a microphone? I'd probably go screech into a microphone too.
Then why
Be
are you
honest.
here?
What?
Then why are you here?
I said if I was in his shoes.
Oh, so if you
Yeah.
had Jam sneakers on,
Oh, geez. I don't think his shoes would fit. Pretty sure he's got bigger feet than me.
so real quick, I was going to tell you when we're talking about being close to celebrities.
Yeah.
I was feet away from Andy Griffith.
See, now that would be cool. Where were you?
And
What were you doing? Why were you there? And yeah, let's go. Just
It's-
go.
when I lived on the Outer Banks, of North Carolina, I was living in Manio, and that's where he lived. He lived like 3 minutes from me.
No way.
You go down my street, you make a left on the main road that goes through Manio, and you go down a little ways, and on the right, there's this road that goes back into the trees and through a gate, and he was right there.
That's cool.
And it was a Christmas parade, and he's in one of his old cars driving it, and I was like, and then I look, he's done the parade, and he's gone, and I'm holding my little girl, and I look behind me, and he's parked right like a couple cars behind me on the side. People were talking to him.
That's cool.
I wish I would have. I wanted so bad to go say hey to that dude.
Why didn't you?
I don't know why I didn't do it. I didn't want to bother him. There's already people talking to him.
No.
But you know what's really cool? The only one good thing is, well, no, it's not a lie. There's 3 good things. It came out of my ex, my kids, and the attorney she worked for at the time was a good friend of Andy Griffith. And when he had to redo his will, she had to go be a witness. And my last name is on Andy Griffith's will.
What? No.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty
That's wicked.
cool.
No
Yep.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Again,
kind
I
of
wish I
cool.
could have been there.
That's pretty cool.
Uh, Something else.
You're probably the only person besides, well, no. I'm assuming your ex-wife has since changed her last name, right?
No, she won't do it.
What?
No, she won't do it. I actually wanted her to. I'm like, I don't want you
That's
with
because
my
she
name.
still
I've
wants
She
her.
told her daughter she worked hard to earn that name. I'm like, what? I'm the one who worked.
She just wants to be able to keep it on Andy Griffith's will. That's what it is.
Yeah, that name's on there. Ain't going nowhere.
Dude, that's crazy. That's nuts. I met the only time I've ever met a famous person was when I was knee high to a grasshopper. I don't know, 11, 12 years old. Um, my dad took my mom and I to a football game. My dad's been a San Diego Chargers fan like his entire life. I don't follow sports anymore because I'm too broken to do them, and I have other things that I spend my time on instead. But he took me to this football game where the Chargers were playing, and then afterwards, he figured out a way. I don't know how, but he like finagled us all down to like where their tour bus was, And as they were getting on the bus, I was able to meet the team players, and some of them like signed a hat and stuff and whatnot. And but my claim to fame is I met Junior Seau, which was
Oh, no
cool.
shit.
Yeah. So he's the only one I remember. He's the only one I remember. But I was like, I remember just looking up at him like, you're a big son bitch.
Dude, I never realized how big they actually were because they look normal on TV.
Oh, dude, they're giants, bro.
I seen the Buffalo Bills, and I didn't get to actually meet them, but they came to my school to play basketball.
Oh, yeah?
And I get out of wrestling practice. I'm in the locker room getting showered and getting clean. And as I'm walking out of the locker room to go to
What grade were
play,
you in? How old were you?
7th grade, maybe
Oh, shit. So you were just a tyke.
somewhere up there. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
coming out of the locker room, and there's a hall with a doorway that goes into this little area that's got to the right, you go into the gym, or the straight ahead, there's either the locker room, or on the right of the locker room door, the stairs up to the wrestling room where we practice.
Mm-hmm.
They came through that hall and through that first door. So when I get out of my locker room, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, all them, they were like 2 feet. They were right smack walking right past me into the gym. I look up, I'm like, wow, really? They're
No
that
way.
big?
Yeah.
It was
Well, I
weird.
mean, 7th grade, you're over here like 4 foot nothing, just looking up at these guys like, whoa.
Yeah, they didn't pay me no mind. Probably couldn't even see me.
Oh, dude, you're lucky they didn't run you over. Just a
But
little speed
again,
bump in their path.
even then, like, I didn't go, holy shit, it's the Buffalo Bills. I just sat there and I was just watching them go by. I was like, cool. And I just went on. I
Yeah. See,
didn't
that's
think
like me.
nothing of it.
That's kind of just like me. Like, I'm not one to go and like instigate it, you know. I've sent one message ever to a famous individual, and it was through Instagram, and it was I asked this person if they would want to come to where I work and speak with our student demographic about success and health, wellness, fitness, how everything ties in together to establish your drive and your determination and your consistency so that you can ensure better things continue to happen, right? And yeah, I messaged The Rock, Dwayne The Rock
Did you
Johnson.
really?
I sure as hell did. This is like 3 years ago. I still haven't gotten a response.
Thanks a lot, Dwayne.
I got nothing. Why don't you come on the podcast now, huh? That'd be cool. That would
Well, yeah,
actually be
what?
really cool. And the thing is though, like I don't fault the guy for it whatsoever. Like I started that message going, I fully do not expect you to reply to this because I understand you're like, the busiest son of a bitch on the planet. Which I mean is basically pretty true. I mean, the dude is,
They're all doing
he's
great.
what do they say? He's the number one sought after actor in Hollywood. He's got all his own personal companies and stuff, his tequila company, and he's got the thing with Under Armour, and he's always flying everywhere and doing all this. See, and that's another aspect of fame right there, dude. I wouldn't be able to handle that. All the
It's too
travel,
much.
like
It's
how much
overwhelming.
he has to be away from his family and all that. Like I could do I can't think of a celebrity off the top of my head, but I could do with like a minuscule amount, like where you're kind of famous to the point where you're making decent money, but you're not so famous that you leave your house and just get bombarded with people.
Hmm.
Like 1 in 500,000 people knows who you are. I'd be okay with that.
Well, with this podcast, we might have like 6 people knowing us.
Woo. Watch out now. That's big leagues right there. We're gonna make a second penny.
Yeah,
Dude,
we got
you
one
gotta
cent so far.
you gotta tell the people the story. That was
I don't even know
awesome.
where it's coming from. So we got our podcast on. Is our time running low?
We by my clock, which I started a little bit late, we've got about 13 minutes.
Okay. So we also are now in audio format. We went
Yes.
through a thing called Anchor Web on the web,
Yes, it's our host server basically.
anchor.fm.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much take our podcast and distribute it for us. So right now we're on Anchor, Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's 1 or 2 more, and I can't think of them. Anyways,
That's
the point
okay.
is, so I get this
We're
thing
getting, we're
set
getting
up.
spread to as many as we
Yeah.
can.
They say that getting on Apple Podcasts is a real big one to get on.
I look forward to that. That'd be awesome.
So, anyways,
Well, like I told you the other day, for me and my brain, my pea brain, iHeartRadio would be like, oh.
well, so I do it, and they're like, well, it could take 3 days before you start popping up on things.
Mm-hmm.
But Spotify, I'm not going to try to remember. There's 3 of them: Anchor, Spotify, and one other one, Pocket Cast.
Pocket Cast.
Like 30 minutes maybe later, boom, we were on 3 of them up and running.
Yeah.
So I went to Spotify to find us, and I found us. And of course, because we're newer, you scroll forever. It's easier just to search us. Search Coast to Coast, and then put my name, Nick, right after Coast to Coast, and they'll pop right up.
Coast space the number 2 coast, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden later, was it the next day? Well, when I'm uploading,
No, dude, it was like this. It was like the same day.
Was it?
We
Because
we were talking. It was like just a few. It was like 4 or 5 hours after you had uploaded.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The trailers.
Yeah, because when I uploaded the trailers, when I uploaded the second one, as soon as I hit publish, it said you're eligible and you have somebody that wants to sponsor you.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really sponsoring. I'm sponsoring them technically.
Yes.
And of course, it was just Anchor, the website itself, but that's cool. So they gave me like a skit or a script, and I have to say the commercial like they do on the radio, and then put it up on there, and you make $15 for every mil, which means after 1,000 clicks, you get $15.
Nice. And how much did we make between the time that occurred and when you and I had the conversation like 4 hours later? This is
Between
exciting.
then and to him, when I talked to him,
It's
I
so
went
exciting.
on that night to look for the hell of it, and we had 1 cent in our
Yes.
wallet.
Yeah.
So somebody click something because we got up to a penny. Hey, you know what?
You get
It's
half.
something. It's something. I'm going to give you half
of
a
a
cent.
penny is still half a penny. So you know what that means, though, bro? Dude, we made a penny. We're famous.
Oh yeah. But you know what's cool? That's what's cool about. I'm glad you're the one who found that Anchor FM by YouTubing.
Yeah.
And it's cool because unlike some, like YouTube's cool and all, no monetize you, but you got to have so many viewers and they have to watch so many hours a month.
Yeah, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube with 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
and then you can get monetized. And you start
Anchor.
getting they start putting up the Google ads, and you go through that AdSense, I think is what it's called, and you start making money. That dude, I researched
Yeah.
all this crap way too much, way too
Well,
much.
with Anchor, they just start doing it instantaneously. They don't care how many viewers you have. If there's somebody's going to listen and click on their ad, that's all they care about.
That's amazing.
So,
have you checked it since? Have we made another penny?
No, it's still.
Are we still at just one?
Yeah, it's at a penny. It's just getting going, man. We got to get the word out there. I'm trying to think of other ways. I've been working my ass off, and I'm trying to find any ways to get us out there. And to the people, comment when you're watching these. I'm hoping people watch it. Just comment
because we're gonna throw them up on YouTube and everything.
Yeah, comment on it, man. We'll talk about your comment on the next episode. Ask questions or whatever.
Yeah.
Tell us if there's anything you'd like to see or hear.
You want a specific topic that you want us to cover? Okay.
You want to know something about Smeal or something about whether you want the 990 or the 770?
Or neither.
Maybe you want to.
I got a Shure Beta 58A dynamic microphone right up here. That's pretty nice. I like it.
All right.
I mean, we're talking about microphones and throwing out numbers. We might as well just confuse the shit out of everybody.
Right.
Speaking of which, did you see that Shure 57? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
I can't get a hold of Facebook. They won't ask me about that damn page. Is sitting in limbo.
Oh, dude, you got to tell the people. Tell the people. So this is the same conversation that Nick and I were having. What was it, bro? 2 days ago?
Well,
3 days ago?
This comes from when we did the pilot, and they first gave me a hard time with this page.
Yeah. Because you created a Facebook page linked through your personal profile, or you made a page for us and the podcast.
Right.
And what did they tell you?
Well, the first thing, I somehow accidentally got my name changed, and they refused to give me my name back.
Yep.
And
yep.
They kept telling me that either I changed my content. I'm like, I just made this page 30 minutes ago. And the content doesn't match my name, or my name is just misleading. I'm like, misleading? It's coast to coast. Right? I'm in New York. I'm on the East Coast. My co-host is in California. He's on the West Coast.
And there's two of us.
To coast. And there's two of us. Two hosts, two coasts.
Exactly.
You can't be any more.
The name in and of itself is specific as shit when you understand the details.
You can't be. Yeah, it's right on the money, man. And it's our podcast name. So out of nowhere, they gave me the name back. But now, me and you were the other day, we're fooling with it and trying to get everything set up on your end. And I'm trying to get you as an admin on this page. And somehow I deleted myself off. And now there is no admin, and the dang page is just owned by nobody, and it's just there.
It's just floating out there in limbo.
Nobody can do anything.
Nobody has control whatsoever.
Why would a person that owns a page even be able to do that? That doesn't make sense. Why would that even be a possibility?
Because basically what you had done is you accidentally, somehow, unbeknownst to you, you don't even know how it was done.
I don't know how.
We were on the phone together, having a conversation, because I was doing stuff on the computer. You were doing stuff on the computer for the show. And you tell me, you're like, dude, Brandon. Yeah. What's up, bro? And you're like, I removed myself as an admin from the page. I'm like, what? Why?
The game over. I was trying to get you on, and it wasn't letting me because it had something locked up weird.
You were trying to and in other news, again, for those of you that haven't seen or heard the pilot, go back, check it out, because this will make sense. Welcome to the club of my Facebook page, buddy. You made it.
I told you I'd get in
there. Your life has been officially fulfilled. There is no greater point.
There's nothing left to do.
But yeah, you were trying to get me in there as an admin, and then You actually brought up a really good point though, in that conversation, and also just now. Why in the world would removing yourself as an administrator even be an option? Like, you're either deleting the page and getting rid of it, or you're not.
Well, not only that, dude, but so what if I did remove myself as an admin? I'm the owner,
Exactly. That
so it
too.
shouldn't even
Yeah.
matter. I should
Yeah.
still have control over it because I own the page.
Well, you removed yourself though.
So I don't get it.
And what's great about that is there's nobody in place to re-add you because you were trying to get me in
Exactly.
there.
And
we
I
never
look
got
at
that
it, and
far.
everything I can come across, they all say, "Well, if you have an admin still on there, they can add you back on." I'm like, there is no
Uh-huh.
other admin. And they're giving all these different ways you can go. They're saying, well, if you go through copyright and say there's a copyright infringement, you can get a whole thing started that way. You can
Oh my.
manipulate and get in there to get where you re-own it. And I'm like,
What
first of all,
happened
I
to
can't even find that. I
like
have
what
messaged
happened to
them.
the days when you could just call a company and
Yeah,
actually talk to somebody on the phone and be like, "Hey, this is what happened. I don't know what happened. I own it. Okay, it's mine. Nobody else is even part of it. I have no site manager. I have no admin. I was trying
right.
to add them at the time. Give me my page back." And they just go, "Okay, bloop, done."
Done. No,
Like,
they don't want to help nobody no more.
why is that not an option now?
They don't have time for that shit.
Like, what happened to customer service?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And
So
I
I
mean,
messaged, I did like 3 or 4 problem submissions. One of
uh-huh,
them I even put so that they would know, I put attachments. I screenshotted the page with me and your picture on it, and
uh-huh.
I screenshot that same page a little bit lower where it had my name as owner, and then I screenshotted my personal Facebook page. They had my name and my face on it, so you can say, "Look, it's mine." You can't say
Then
it
you
ain't.
then you took a picture of yourself, right?
Yeah. Yep, and
Held your
then
held your pants up for the camera.
that's another thing. You gotta go to the pilot for that one. The old pants.
Insults and underwear. I think that's what I titled the ad for that on
Not
LinkedIn.
a single person has yet answered my damn complaint about being lost on this. There's no way to actually talk to
That's
anybody.
crazy. See, and my thing is, I mean, I
I don't know what I'm gonna
on
do.
my resume, I'm gonna get a little bit professional here. On my actual resume, under specific skills and whatnot, I've actually listed customer service expertise because I've had, almost 20 years within the customer service industries, so to speak, right? My brain automatically goes, why is customer service all of a sudden completely 100% out the window?
Oh, it's
Like what
gone.
you've just explained to me, the messages that you've been receiving sounds almost like it's an automatic like bot reply.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think there's a human being there
Well, a lot of things
messaging.
are done by bots these days. Even when you call in on a phone
And that's a
and you're
scary
like
thought, dude.
begging to talk to somebody.
That is a scary thought actually, because I don't know about you. I don't know about what you like to. Well, we'll have to.
It could be a whole nother podcast.
I'm getting all tongue tied here. I think it's going to be our next show because we've got God. We got 1 minute and 33 seconds left.
Oh Lord.
But when I get on like things like YouTube, it's late at night after my family's gone to bed. I wouldn't say late at night, 9 o'clock, right? 9 p.m. And I watch things on there on a broad spectrum of things. Sometimes I just want to go be entertained, but more often than not, I get on there because I'm curious about something and I want to learn about something and I want to know about something, right? So
Right.
this whole last week, whenever I would jump on YouTube, dude, I watched a shit ton of stuff that involved like interviews with Elon Musk. Okay,
Oh yeah.
the Tesla guy. He's extremely intelligent, like way smarter than he ever should be. And he brings up really good points about bots and AI, artificial intelligence and all that. And I think that that should be something that we should talk about one of these days. Obviously not now because we have 33 seconds left. So yeah,
Well,
good show.
yeah, I hope
we're
you
gonna
guys
we're gonna
liked it.
leave on that cliffhanger. Hey, y'all want to talk about artificial intelligence and how it's gonna be the end of humanity? Tune into
Well,
the next episode.
there's the next episode, but I'm not guaranteeing nothing because the way this show goes.
We'll never get to it.
Probably.
But yeah.
Well,
So
it was a good talk, buddy.
that was a good talk, dude. Here's the alarm.
And there it is, folks.
Time's
You
up.
heard it here. The alarm is off.
Time is up. Thank you all so much for tuning in on whatever platform you're on, whether
Yeah.
it's listening to the podcast on any of those platforms that we had mentioned earlier, such as Spotify, Anchor, so on and so forth, or if you're over there in YouTube land, you know, out there watching us on the tubes of you. Either way, we greatly appreciate it. You
Very
guys can
much
also
so.
find us. Yes, you guys can also find us. Well, not right now on the Facebook page, obviously. We might
We're
get that
working
back,
on that.
but we are on Instagram and TikTok, and we are still working on expanding. And we actually, truly, 100% appreciate you guys as the listeners, subscribers, whatever you want to call it, fans.
Subscribe, like, share,
Share the
comment,
shit out of it.
interact out with
Please.
us. Come on.
Yes.
We love y'all. Talk
Take
to
care.
us later.